All right, I'm going to ask the big silly question. I can't help myself. But you...
Who does my hair?
Yeah, who does do your hair? Because it's...
Carlos.
Because it's
somewhere
great.
over there.
You're the Penguin. How the heck did that happen? Like way back.
I don't know, actually. I must ask Matt Reeves, the director of the film. I tend not to ask such questions for fear that I'll engender a greater degree of doubt than previously existed within the director's mind.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Take it easy, sweetheart. You looking for me?
But it was supposed to be nothing like this. I hadn't any idea, and Matt Reeves, when he cast me, hadn't any idea that it was going to be as transformative a process physically as it ended up becoming. And that's, honest to God, down to Mike Marino and his imagination and his love for the source material.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, this is all about money, right? Maybe we don't see eye to eye on every little thing. You know, maybe you don't like me. It's fine. I'm an acquired taste.
Because it's sort of flattering, sort of not flattering that Matt Reeves goes, I think you look great. Covered in 4 hours of prosthetics.
Yeah.
In a totally different accent, and a lot of people won't even recognize you.
Yeah. What's the point?
And you go, thanks.
Why hire these eyebrows and then fire them underneath the mounds of prosthetics? Look, we knew there was going to be something, like a little bit of a hook nose or something that referred back to the comic books, but then Mike just came up with this. I arrived in Matt Reeves' office before the Batman film, about 6 months in London, and Matt said, have you been talking to Mike, the makeup designer? And I said, yeah, we've been sending pictures back and forth, a few little reference things. And he said, did he show you what you're going to look like? And just that line alone, did he show you what you're going to look like, was kind of, it was very powerful. In one sense, it would kind of disavow you of the feeling that you had input.
Yeah.
In another sense, it was terribly exciting. And I said no, and he said, come here. I was sitting on the couch, he said, come here. And he opened up his laptop and he went, look. And I just looked at what is just in the show, the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it was Mike's original sculpt of the face of Oz Cobblepot at the time. And I couldn't believe it. Yeah, I was blown away. And Matt took a punt, took a chance. It was just an extraordinary opportunity to bring together this collective of creatives. You know, Matt Reeves with the script that he wrote, obviously the source material, and then Mike Marino with his extraordinary imagination,
Genius.
love for all things comic book, and just his artistic acumen. You know, it was. Yeah, I've never felt such little ownership, total ownership of a character I played, in a really good way.
And all you guys gotta do is sit back and reap the rewards. I'll oversee the whole thing, you know, use some of the crew, I'll run it out of the plant.
Well, I'm not blowing smoke. You are incredible.
Thanks, man.
I will say, even if I just talk about the voice,
Yeah.
Was that a yes, or?
it's just top draw.
Thanks, man.
And I think a lot of people get a lot of compliments for doing a good American accent, right? As if that's a generic term.
Yeah.
But I'm getting De Niro and Pesci, and I'm just there.
That's sweet.
Hold up. What are you talking about?
And you talking about an anchor word, I saw in an interview where you said gefilte fish.
Yeah, gefilte fish. Gefilte fish, yeah.
That's your sort of jumping off
It was
point.
just something that it's like, you know, a smell of toast can bring you back to a moment in your childhood. It's the same thing. It wasn't even the sounds. It wasn't even the necessary, the articulation of the word, just as much as that word came up in the process of working on the dialect with Jessica Drake, my dialect coach. And so we just used this gefilte fish. If I said gefilte fish to her a couple of times, or to myself, it kind of anchored me and exposed me to all the stuff that we had done around that word presenting itself while we were in the process, you know?
And you've also got the gait, because he's got his foot, right?
Yeah.
So there's a whole movement thing here.
Yeah.
And in the opening episode, there's you with a sledgehammer, right? You know,
Yes.
The world ain't set up for the honest man to succeed.
you keep yourself busy, active.
That should be the American dream right there.
That was the first shot, yeah.
You know, beautiful story with a happy ending.
Was that the first shot?
First shot of the show, yeah. It was the first day walking, the elevator door opening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you get into his movement?
You just spend a bit of time in your hotel room at night, like an idiot, you know, walking around, doing laps from the couch to the television and checking yourself out in the mirror a bit and imagining what you feel you can sustain over over 7 months as well. Not that it's that hard, but it just what you can, not in relation to protecting your body, more just in relation to the continuity and what feels grounded, because the bottom line is he has this extraordinarily painful right foot that he was born with a defect in that foot, and it's an enormous amount of pressure, and if he's on his feet all day, it's sore at the end of that night, so it's just trying to be on top of that a little bit, like the limp might be a little bit more accentuated at the end of a long day than it is first thing in the morning, or, you know, but it was fun. Again, it was all just, there was just so many facets to to the character. I mean, what Matt wrote in the film was beautiful, but he was kind of a red herring. He was almost a little bit of comic relief, which was great. That's no complaint at all. That's what it said in the tin.
That interrogation scene with
It was a blast, man.
Oh,
What the hell is this? Good cop, batshit cop?
But this I knew was going to get it obviously darker and was going to have a greater degree of psychological kind of
trauma, torture.
Yeah, dark character, like dark, really dark, like darker than I would have thought, having done even the 5 or 6 scenes in the film.
You're gonna do everything I say, or else I'll murder you and anyone you care about. You got it?
Yeah.
And that's down to Lauren LaFranc and her team of writers and where they wanted to go with the character and how they wanted to treat his backstory and talk about the reality that monsters are, more often than not, there is kind of I'm sure, a constitutional thing that some beings come into the world with, but monsters are often carved and shaped and formed by society and by family and by what they grew up around, of course.
Like his mother and what he suffered.
Open your eyes.
Oswald, it's too much. No.
Perfect. Suits you, man.
I mean, I absolutely love the title drop of the
Yeah, it was good when I read it.
Oh, delight.
It was nice. Like, this was tasty when I read it, you know. It was, all of it was...
That opening scene, because the first episode's out now, I think it's okay to talk about
Yeah.
it. But the rage, and what I love most, is your laugh after what he's done.
Yeah.
Because he has a moment
that
of
release.
Yeah.
Yeah, who's the boss now? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, totally. And then he realizes where he is, what his station is in life, and the consequences and the implications of this act of brazen impulsiveness. Yeah.
you must have loved that Rex speech. That was a sort of...
That was fun. It was lovely, man. I mean, it was such a gift to be given these scripts, you know.
There's a gangster. Real old school type. Rex Calabrese. He was a big deal.
As I said, the Batman film itself that Matt wrote was extraordinary. And your average film script is probably 110 pages, maybe, you know, or 115. And this was probably about 450 or 500 pages.
Wow,
you know, it was a tome of really great material. And everyone got a fair lick, you know. Kristen's work as Sophia and Renzi as Vic, and then Dee Dee, who plays my mother. Everyone had a backstory. Everyone had some kind of version of their own internal gefilte fish to anchor them, you know, and to explore.
Can you imagine to be remembered like that?
Is it easy or hard to break when you're underneath the 4 hours? Is everything funny when you've got the costume on, or is nothing funny?
Quite the other way around.
Yeah.
Like I felt, and it's probably obvious to say, but I honestly felt you could put me in a room beneath all that stuff for 12 hours, put me with anyone, with a bunch of feds, with a bunch of gangsters, and I wouldn't have, and I'd be shitting myself beneath the prosthetics, but you wouldn't know, you know. So many people came together to design it. It felt like a very total experience.
Yeah. No room for chuckles.
Not much, man. No, and I was kind of, you know, he's as much as he likes to have a laugh, and he likes the sound of his own voice, Oz, and he's got an awkward but entertaining sense of humor, at least to me. And then. Cool, I saw that.
Agreed.
And then, but he's also he's deeply miserable as well. He's deeply rageful. He's vengeful, and he's incredibly paranoid. You know, so that was always kind of there.
It's just a good emotional state to be in all day. Just fun.
Fun. Yeah, it was until it wasn't.
I would have said, I have to imagine there were days when you maybe had to take a video call. Like one of your friends calls you up or a family member, and you go, "I need to warn you. I am Ozd. Are you ready for this?"
I had a call with the doctor during it. I got a bit sick during it, and I had the production made me call the doctor from the trailer, and I had a bit of explaining to do. His expression was, and I don't necessarily assume that he knew who I was, but he might have Googled or something. But even if he didn't, it's not like where's the guy I was expecting. It's just, this is a very unusual looking man I'm facing with now. I was told a 48-year-old actor who's doing the thing in New York, and who are you?
You seem to be a little inflamed around the everywhere.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Enlargement of everything, including the neck area.
A couple of ibuprofen and you'll be fine. By the way, there's an amazing bit of IMDb trivia, because I think you and I suffer from telling a joke and people thinking it's flat out truth.
Right.
Did you ever get this?
Yeah.
Where, and I just looked at it earlier and went, this can't be real. It can't be. But you said as a joke that there is a penguin prosthetic pecker, right? And so now IMDb Trivia has said, oh yeah, it had Velcro. It exists.
It certainly does. It's not in my house. It's not in any drawers. It's not in any drawers in my house.
You're telling me it does exist?
Oh yeah, Mike Marino leave nothing to chance. You're blushing.
I am blushing.
Mike Marino left nothing to chance. Yeah, we were doing that scene in the first episode.
Again in the first episode,
yeah. The first episode was, I mean, the whole thing was makeup heavy, but the first episode was, for Mike and his team, was the big one, because we had it was the only time you see his whole body completely naked. So that was like a 7, usually it was 3 hours in the morning. That was a 7-hour.
Did you just say 7?
That day, yeah.
How many podcasts did you get through on that?
No, and I'd be listening to shite coming out of Mike's mouth, and then sharing shite coming out of my mouth, and then playing music, and then hitting the script. And it was although we did watch interviews, like Dick Smith, the old makeup artist, and we'd go back and watch interviews from the days of Planet of the Apes and stuff like that. But no, that was prosthetic penis. Yeah, it was lovely. I mean, it wasn't lovely, but it was a fine piece of work. Oh, whatever. You know what I mean? It was very detailed. And Mike was very happy with his work, and he was very thrilled that he could sculpt a penis that had a beak, because it's a penguin. It's got a beak, dude. It's got a beak. Yeah, I know.
Gold.
Totally.
Absolutely gold.
Well, I said to him, we're not going to see it. They're only shooting me from the waist up. I was like, go away with that thing. It was in a donut box. That's how he presented it. He's like, dude, wait till you see what I got for breakfast. I know, and I have a sweet tooth, but not that morning. Not that morning. We were already swimming in very strange waters by that stage, man.
Again, you have to struggle not to laugh. Tell me though that you got a wrap gift, and it wasn't that.
I took the ring. Yeah.
Nice.
I took just Oz's ring, just as a little memento of our time spent in peace and equanimity.
And they gave you the Plumb car as well, yeah?
No.
Obviously.
I'm all right with that one.
You were like...
I had enough of that, yeah.
It's got a bullet hole in the back, I don't want it.
Yeah. It's time for us to see other people.
It's damaged. We can move on. Also, imagine if people saw you in that car, they'd be like, yeah, Colin, we know. You're the penguin. We get it.
I'm just trying to blend in my Plumb Maserati.
I'll tell you what I loved on a fan basis. I'll wrap up on this.
Yeah.
Is that there's a video I even saw on the way in today on Instagram, which was with one Josh Horowitz, where you're on the red carpet and you see the man, the myth, the legend, Gary Oldman.
Oh, yeah.
I'm one of these, and then, hey, Gary. Stop, now I'm going to get shy now.
No,
Can I give you a hug?
You're such a spectacular actor.
Oh, that was lovely. He was so kind. When he tapped me on the shoulder, I turned around and there he was.
I'm such a fan.
It's great to meet you.
That's just meeting him for the first time? Really? Oh my God.
I mean, talk about a legend, and somebody who I just, looked up to for so long.
I've got to tell you, so pure, like, honestly.
No, he was gorgeous, man. He was gorgeous. I get, very moved by things, and he was just super lovely.
It's wonderful to see people respecting each other. That's great.
Thanks.
Sir, I'm respecting you.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon to keep up to date. You can listen to my Radio 1 movies and TV podcast, Screen Time, on BBC Sounds. And you can find these interviews in full on BBC iPlayer by searching Movies with Ali Plumb.